Adam. A soft, uncertain murmur brushed against my ear like a feather. I stiffened all over and slowly lowered my head, meeting a pair of clear, bewildered eyes. Evelyn was awake. She lay on the white hospital bed, one hand hooked to, and for the other clutching my shirt hem as if gripping a lifeline. Her face was pale as paper, lips chapped. But those eyes that usually held frost and detachment now looked like a startled fawn, brimming with dependence and affection. Adam, where am I? My head hurts so bad. She called again. My brain felt like a crashed computer, buzzing as every thought turned to static. Husband. That word from her mouth was more absurd than Mars colliding with Earth. We had been married 4 full years. Forget husband, she rarely even used my full name, mostly defaulting to hey or a glance to get my attention. I opened my mouth, throat too dry to force out a syllable. A doctor in a white coat approached, folder in hand. He glanced at Evelyn, then at me, explaining gently. Mr. Sterling, your wife waking up is good news. But preliminary checks show her brain took a hard hit, damaging the hippocampal region, which may cause memory impairment. Memory impairment. I repeated the words, feeling their foreignness. Yes, put simply, she has amnesia. She might forget parts, even most of her past experiences. As her husband, you will need patience helping her recover gradually. The doctor words hit my mind like bullets. I looked at Evelyn, who was looking back at me, eyes tinged with cautious appeasement. Adam, why are you not talking? Did I do something wrong? My thoughts yanked back to that night 4 years ago. Same woman in an expensive champagne gown, impeccable makeup, icy eyes. We had just left the courthouse holding that garish red marriage certificate. Back at the luxury penthouse she called home, she pulled a document from her Hermes bag and tossed it onto the coffee table like trash. Sign it. I looked down, reading the bold header. Post-nuptial separation agreement. Terms were brutally simple: no interference in private lives, separate bedrooms, separate meals. Act like loving spouses in public, nothing more. Evelyn, what is this supposed to mean? I kept my anger banked. She settled elegantly on the sofa, crossing our legs, eyes devoid of new bride warmth. Only sharp business calculation. Adam Sterling, do not misunderstand. This marriage is just to show for my parents you get what you wanted. Emergency funds for Sterling Group, I get what I want, marital status to dodge endless matchmaking and family mergers. So we are just business partners. You could say that 4 years until I fully take over the company. We divorced during these 4 years. Play your role, do not get any inappropriate ideas. Every word was an icicle stabbing into my chest. I thought even a transactional marriage would have some basic humanity. I was wrong. From that day we became strangers under one roof. She slept in the master bedroom, I in the guest room. We shared a living room but barely spoke. I sometimes felt I interacted with the convenience store clerk downstairs more than with her. 4 years, over 1,400 nights. I played the dutiful actor in her farce. Until 3 days ago, when the traffic police called saying she had crashed and was in surgery. Now she woke up handing me this massive surprise. Adam. Evelyn's voice came again, trembling with unease, pulling me from icy memories. I looked at her dependent face, heart churning. The doctor said she was unstable, could not handle stress. If I told her the truth that we were contract spouses, would she shatter on the spot? An idea like a devil whisper sprouted deep in my mind. Those 4 years I endured her coldness and neglect. Now fate seemed to offer revenge or compensation. I drew a deep breath, suppressing turbulent emotions, forcing a gentle smile. I reached out, stroking her hair, movements stiff and unfamiliar. It is fine, you just woke up, still weak. The doctor says it is temporary forgetfulness. Do not worry, I am here. My own voice sounded alien to me. Evelyn's eyes lit instantly like stars igniting. She rubbed contentedly against my palm like a cat finding its owner. Having you is wonderful, Adam. I watched her heart blank. This script seemed to need rewriting. I, the supporting actor for 4 years, suddenly shoved onto center stage. I stood there dazed, unsure if this was heaven kindly joke or a deeper, crueler retribution. After discharge procedures, I drove Evelyn home. That downtown penthouse had been just a place to sleep, a cold cage for 4 years. But today, with a brand new Evelyn in the passenger seat, the place felt different. She was a curious child gazing out at streets, exclaiming softly, "Wow, so pretty. Is our home near here?" Almost there," I answered tersely. Less talk, fewer mistakes before. Figuring things out, silence was gold. In the underground garage, I parked, circled to open her door. She naturally extended her hand. I hesitated half a second, then steadied her. Her hand was soft, cool, clasped in mine, unreal. In the elevator, she pressed close, resting her head on my shoulder. "Adam, I feel like I dreamed forever, pitch black, terrifying. It is over now," I offered, flat comfort. Ding, the elevator reached the top floor, doors opening slowly. I unlocked the heavy door with my fingerprint. "Wow, our house is huge." Evelyn stepped inside, gasping. She changed into slippers, fluttering through the living room like a happy butterfly. "This sofa is comfy, this floor to ceiling view is amazing, Adam. Our home decor is so tasteful." I stood at the entrance watching her excitement, internal alarms blaring. This home screamed, "We are not real spouses." Entryway shoe racks, her high heels, and my leather shoes strictly segregated. Coffee table always held finance magazines, business journals, zero domestic traces. And then, "Adam, where is our bedroom? I want to lie down." She ran over, grabbing my hand, shaking it coquettishly. "Here." First lethal question. I pointed toward the closed door at the hall end. "Master bedroom is that way." "Yay." She bounced over, pushing the door open. I steeled myself, following. The master bedroom was vast, decorated in her preferred minimalist icy style, black, white, gray, mirroring her personality, sterile. Problem, everything belonged to her. Walk-in closet packed with designer clothes, vanity crowded with luxury skincare, even the nightstand held only books she read before bed. Nothing was mine. Would a normal couple live like this? Evelyn obviously noticed too. She circled the room, pausing, puzzled at the closet doorway. "Adam, where are your clothes?" My heart leapt to my throat, brain racing for logic. "Oh, my clothes are in the guest room. I wake early, did not want to disturb your sleep, so temporarily moved them and daily items there." Even I found the excuse lame. Evelyn believed it. Her face softened within guilt. "Oh really, Adam, you are too good to me. No, from today on you must move back. And I sleep deeply, you will not wake me." She walked to the bed, patting the space beside her. "See, such a big bed, perfect for us together." I looked at her, expectant gaze, feeling roasted alive. Move back. Share this bed. Something I dared not dream in 4 years. Now presented casually. Could I agree? I was not ready. "Well, you are still recovering," doctor said. "Rest, maybe separate beds are better. Easier for me to care for you." I offered what I thought was a foolproof excuse. Evelyn's eyes dimmed like snuffed stars. She lowered her head, mumbling, "Are you disgusted by me?" "No, absolutely not." I denied immediately. How could I be disgusted? I only worry about your health. But should not husbands and wives sleep together? She lifted her head, eyes reddening, tears imminent. Adam, was I very cruel to you? Before, so you will not be intimate. She guessed half right. My heart sank. Seeing her aggrieved expression, a sense of vengeful satisfaction surged. I walked over, sitting beside her, drawing her stiff form gently into my arms. She did not push away. Silly, do not overthink. You were always good to me, incredibly so. I was the bad one, too busy with work, neglecting you. I began fabricating earnestly. Once lies started, they became unstoppable. Really? She asked, muffled against my chest. Of course, truly, once you recover. I will be with you daily, making up for lost time. I patted her back like soothing a child. She finally laughed through tears, rubbing against me. I believe you, Adam. Just then the doorbell rang. My heart clenched. Who could it be? I settled Evelyn down, then went to answer. Outside stood my in-laws, Victor and Diana Ashford. Diana eyed me immediately, undisguised scrutiny in her well-maintained gaze. Adam, there you are. How is Evelyn? We heard you were discharged, came to check. Her tone feigned concern laced with condescension. For 4 years it had always been thus. Had Evelyn not insisted, Diana would never have approved marrying her daughter to me, a supposedly fallen heir. Mom, Dad, you are here. Evelyn just lay down, resting in the bedroom. I stepped aside, letting them enter. Victor nodded curtly. He was always taciturn. Diana marched straight toward the master bedroom, chattering. My poor girl suffers so much. And you, as husband, cannot even be attentive. Doctor said, what prognosis? Any sequelae? Doctor says possible concussion-induced temporary amnesia. I followed calmly. Diana hand on the bedroom doorknob froze. She whipped around, staring at me, voice rising. Amnesia. Mom, you are here. Evelyn voice came bright from inside. Diana ignored me, darting into the bedside. My precious baby, how do you feel? Let Mom see you lost weight. Victor entered, standing aside, eyes worried. I stood at the doorway watching this mother-daughter tableau, feeling like an outsider. Mom, I am fine, just dizzy. Adam cares for me wonderfully. Evelyn turned, looking at me, flashing a sweet smile. Diana's expression flickered oddly. She glanced between her daughter and me, repeating the word husband, suspicion oozing. Yes, Mom, is something wrong? Evelyn asked innocently. Diana's expression grew stranger. She opened her mouth, then swallowed words. She turned, eyeing me, signaling me outside. Come, Star needs water. She led me out, closing the bedroom door behind us. Once in the living room, she hissed low. Adam Sterling, what is going on? Why is Evelyn calling you husband so affectionately? Mom, doctor says she has amnesia. Perhaps she perceives our current relationship as genuine. I improvised. Genuine. Diana sneered. What relationship do you think you have? Ask yourself clearly, Adam Sterling. I warn you, do not think to exploit my daughter's illness for schemes. Mom, you misunderstand. I am only humoring her, avoid stressing her. I explained patiently. Best that you are. Diana's gaze scraped my face like blades. Do not forget your original agreement. 4 years end in divorce. Whatever the Ashfords gave can be reclaimed any time. I have not forgotten. My heart sank, shame flooding in. Yes, how could I forget? 4 years ago, Dad company faced bankruptcy. I went desperate to the Ashfords. Evelyn proposed the transaction. 4 years of marriage bought Sterling Group breathing room. To them I was a purchased son-in-law, disposable anytime. Just then the bedroom door opened. Evelyn leaned against the frame, pale. Mom, what were you discussing with Adam? Her voice was quiet but edged with displeasure. Diana paled, instantly switching to doting matron mask. Nothing, just reminding Adam to care for you properly. My husband, I trust him to care for me, you need not instruct him. Evelyn walked over naturally, hooking her arm through mine, looking at Diana. Eyes flinty with unexpected protectiveness. Mom, Adam is my husband also. Your son-in-law, I expect you to respect him. Air solidified. I was stunned. Diana was speechless. Never would she have imagined. Her obedient daughter who sacrificed personal marriage for family interests would publicly defy her for me? You foolish child, do you know what you are saying? Diana shook pale. I know exactly what I am saying. Evelyn's tone was steely. She turned to me, eyes soft as melting dew. Adam, let us go back inside. I do not wish to engage them. She pulled me, turning back into the bedroom, slamming the door, leaving Diana and Victor staring. In the living room, expressions ugly, passively led, I felt my mind blank. What was this? Post-amnesia, Evelyn forgot our contract but unlocked fierce husband shielding instincts. This reversal beat any film. Back in the bedroom, Evelyn released my hand, still faintly annoyed. Was Mom always that dismissive toward you? I had not expected such directness. How to answer? Yes makes me seem accusatory. No betrays facts. I paused, choosing evasion. Mom cares for you, probably holds some misunderstanding toward me. Misunderstanding. Evelyn frowned beautifully. What misunderstanding could she hold? I think she is snobbish, thinks you are beneath me. My heart jolted. How could she? Do not look at me like that. Evelyn sighed, sitting on the bed. I forget much, but I am not stupid from Mom. Gaze her tone, I sense it also. I vaguely recall I used to be cruel to you. Her voice dropped, thick with guilt. My heart skipped. She remembered. Adam, I am sorry. She lifted her head, eyes reddening. I do not know why I treated you so. I feel wretched, you did so much, even fearing to disturb my sleep, yet Mom speaks to you thus. So that was it. Relief mixed with complex bitterness. She had not recalled truth, only constructed from current clues a narrative where she wronged me. That narrative was deadlier than truth itself. It is past. I crouched before her, looking up. Let us not dwell on before, only forward. She nodded, hard tears spilling. I wiped them hastily, first intimate contact, her skin smooth, warm. Do not cry, you just left hospital, cannot be emotional. No crying. She sniffled, forcing a smile. Adam, I am hungry, I want your cooking. Another hurdle. 4 years married, forget shared. Neil's kitchen pristine as showroom. All right, what do you crave? I will cook. No choice but forge ahead. Let me think. She tilted her head, pretending deep thought. I want cola, chicken wings, tomato, scrambled eggs, and corn pork rib soup. All homestyle dishes. Yet I froze. Because these were precisely my signature dishes. This had to be coincidence. How could she possibly know? All right, wait, I will cook. I rose, fleeing the bedroom. Staying risked her seeing through me. In the kitchen, I opened the new fridge, empty save bottled water. I sighed, pulling out my phone for takeout. Adam, what are you doing? Evelyn had followed, peering curiously. No groceries, I will order delivery soon. No. She vetoed instantly. Delivery is unhealthy, I want your cooking. Let us go buy groceries together, okay? She tugged my sleeve, eyes eager. But your condition? I am fine, staying home breeds sickness. Come on, I want to shop with you like normal couples. Normal couples pricked like a needle. We never were. Yet seeing her sparkling eyes, refusal stuck in my throat. All right. I heard myself say. Half hour later, Evelyn and I were in the boutique supermarket downstairs. She was a country child, wide-eyed at everything. She pushed the cart. I selected ingredients ahead. She peppered me constantly. Adam, where was our first date? Brain spinning, improvising. University library. Wow, so romantic. Then when did you propose? Your graduation ceremony, witnessed by our whole class. Goodness, I am so happy. She covered her mouth, delight glowing. I watched her, heart bitter. These scenes I once fantasized, now spoken as lies. Cruel irony. Homeward I cooked, she clumsily assisted. Tomatoes hacked grotesquely, eggs nearly dropped, but kitchen breathed. Domesticity, first time ever. When food was served, she stared at the plates, eyes shining. Adam, you are incredible. She speared a chicken wing, blowing carefully before tasting. Next instant she froze. Not good. I tensed. She shook her head, eyes welling. No, it is delicious. She set down chopsticks, looking at me, voice catching. I feel I tasted this flavor before, identical exactly. Evelyn, words jolted me. She tasted this flavor. Impossible. For years I only cooked secretly. In my guest room using a hot plate. How could she? You misremember. Perhaps tasted similar elsewhere. I masked panic. No, impossible. She stated firmly. This flavor familiar, warm. Like eaten at a significant moment. She closed eyes, concentrating, brows knitted. Watching her distress, I felt pity. Stop straining, let us eat, food cools. I served her tomato eggs. She opened eyes, studying me, puzzled. Adam, is there something important I forgot between us? Heart suspended. Plenty of important things, like my proposal tale. Not those. She cut in. I feel things between us are not as simple as I assumed. Female intuition, truly terrifying, even amnesiac. She sensed discord. Meal ended in eerie quiet. Nightfall, I settled her, tucking her in. She clutched my hand, forbidding departure. Adam, tonight could you stay with me? Eyes held naked, pleading. I fear sleeping alone. I gazed at the face that shared 4 years of separate dreams, now radiating utter dependence. Heart tangled. Reason urged refusal, reality was false. Emotions silenced the rejection. 4 years of pent frustration sought outlet. Finally I nodded. All right, I will stay. I lay on the empty side, stiffness like plywood. She nestled naturally, head pillowed my arm, one arm circling my waist. Warm softness in arms. Yet I felt clutching a ticking bomb. Adam, good night. She murmured against me. Good night. I shut eyes, sleepless. Morning light found me roused by ringing. Blinking awake, Evelyn was gone. Sound drifted from living room. Rising, I found her holding my phone, curious at the screen. Adam, whose call rang so many times. I took it, swiping answer. Hey Simon. Adam, finally pick up. How is Evelyn? Heard about the crash. Simon, my closest friend's soul confidant of my marital farce. She is fine, discharged. I replied, glancing at Evelyn. She blinked, listening curiously. Good, but line secure. Can you talk privately? Seems off hearing you. Not secure, she is right here. I lowered voice. Whoa, Evelyn can actually hear. You talk, sun rises west today, you two were not. Explain later, situation is complex. I cut him off. All right, stay sharp. Incidentally, that matter you asked me to check has leads. What matter? Heart stirred. Evelyn, rival firm, suspicious fund flows. Day of her crash, I suspect it was no accident. Simon's words struck my chest. No accident. I hung mind churning. Adam, what is wrong? Friend, tell you something. Evelyn leaned close. Nothing work related. I deflected. She accepted no further query. Turning to tidy table, she pulled a document from beneath magazines. Heart vaulted to throat. That document, post-nuptial separation agreement. I forgot after she tossed it 4 years ago. I stuffed it under these magazines untouched since. Adam, what is this? Evelyn held it, frowning vision. Still blurry, struggling with small print. Names look like our separation agreement. She sounded each word heart. Sinking further per syllable. What does this mean? Why separate bedrooms? She lifted head, clear eyes questioning. Finished. Cold sweat soaked my back. Would this charade detonate prematurely? Brain whirled countless thoughts in millisecond. Confess. No doctor forbade stress. Continue lying. Yet evidence stark how to spin. Adam, why silent? You look awful. Evelyn approached worried. I stared at the agreement like a bomb. Impulse struck, absurd yet plausible. I lunged, snatching the papers, shredding them swiftly. Evelyn, startled, frozen. You, what are you doing? I tossed confetti into trash. Then spun, crushing her into embrace. Heart pounded, yet voice stayed steady, feigning precise indignation. Ignore that thing, never mention it again. Why? She asked, muffled confusion and hurt. What was it truly? I inhaled, launching Oscar-worthy performance. It was a quarrel relic from newlywed days. Voice dripped, contrived pain. Quarrel. Yes, we were young, hot-headed. Fought over trifles, you furious drafted that thing, demanding separate rooms, declaring marriage over. I monitored her reaction, body trembling minutely against mine. I truly did such a thing. Voice filled disbelief. I nodded, doubling down. But mere angry words next day. Reconciled, you wept in my arms. Vowing never repeated, I tried discarding it then, but you insisted keeping it as reminder couples must understand, not lightly sever ties. I twisted her actions into a repentant, devoted wife archetype. Admiration for my own audacity bloomed. Evelyn, utterly transfixed. She withdrew slowly, head bowed, tears cascading. I am sorry, Adam, I was so wicked. She sobbed brokenly. How could I speak so cruelly, act so vilely? Past now, silly. I wiped tears, heart bleeding internally. Adam Sterling, you scoundrel, exploiting her amnesia, deceiving her into self-blame. No, cannot move past. She lifted tear-streaked face. Adam, strike me, scold me. Your silence hurts worse. I looked at her, reddened eyes softening. How could I bear striking, scolding you? I sighed, drawing her close again. Only promise never leave my side. Never mention parting. That compensates me sufficiently. Never leave you, not even death. She nodded fiercely against my chest, vowing. Crisis averted by monumental lie, yet relief absent. Lie snowball, inevitable exposure loomed. Then Simon called again. I settled, Evelyn stepping onto balcony. Hey! Bloody hell, Adam, what game? Are you playing, Evelyn, truly? Amnesiac playing soulmates now. Simon sounded incredulous. Something like that. I gave bitter laugh. Playing fire mate when she recalls, guess your fate. She might flay you alive. I know. You know, yet persist, what do you gain? Few months borrowed warmth, worth it? Worth it? I asked myself. Watching Evelyn carefully straightening sofa cushions in morning light, features softened. First domestic warmth in 4 years. False stolen yet reluctant to release. Simon tabled at first her crash possibly intentional explain. I pivoted. Investigation shows Evelyn crash day. Her rival firm Bionex had anomalous. Large deposit also traffic cam near crash. Site showed truck circling intersection waiting. Bionex. Heart clenched. Name familiar. Owner. Oliver Grant, young corporate shark. Ruthless reputation precedes how do you know him? Oliver Grant. Memory clicked. Evelyn hospitalized phone. Tagged Mr. Grant rang once. I answered youthful urgent voice. Could it be? Horrible suspicion formed. Ending call mind roiled. Oliver Grant Bionex Evelyn rival. Yet intimate contact in her phone. Clues pointed toward him regarding the crash. Relationship nature. Business rivalry or something else. Felt engulfed in fog. Adam, what preoccupies you so? Evelyn voice sounded behind. I turned, seeing her offering warm milk. Nothing, work matters. I accepted, masking turmoil. Work or not, mind your health. Adam, my phone, where is it? I need call my assistant, check company. Her phone. I recalled it, shattered SIM safe in my wallet. Yours broke, SIM with me, I will buy new one this afternoon. All right. She nodded, then added. May I borrow yours, I remember assistant number. Heart tightened. Use my phone. Call logs contain Simon records. Well, my battery low, use landline. I gestured toward living room phone. Oh, all right. She complied, walking away. Watching her dial, relief exhaled. Must clarify Oliver Grant Evelyn. Connection instinct screamed he was key. Afternoon pretexting errands, I left Evelyn home. Bought new phone first, then drove to Evelyn office building. Waited inside car for her assistant. Mia Reed, loyal aide privy to secrets. Near quitting time, Mia emerged, I called her over. Miss Reed. She paused, surprised, then smiled. Mr. Sterling, Evelyn, she. Recovering at home. I interrupted. Need ask you matters. Inviting her inside car. Mr. Sterling, your inquiry. Mia tensed. Pre-crash was Evelyn negotiating. Major project with Bionex. Direct approach. Mia expression shifted. Yes, critical new energy tech. Development vital for future. Expansion, we in Bionex. Competed fiercely. Did Evelyn have private contact with Bionex owner Oliver Grant? I fixed gaze on her. Mia eyes flickered evasively. Commercial contact, certainly. They met several times. Only commercial. I pressed. Mia fell silent, head bowed, hands twisting as if wrestling decision. Long pause before lifting gaze, resolved. Mr. Sterling, some things I should not say. Speak. I feel Mr. Grant relationship with Evelyn was unusual. Heart sank. Unusual how? He pursued her aggressively, sent flowers. Invited dinners, though Evelyn declined. Consistently, yet I sensed she was not entirely unaffected. Once overheard them argue. He pleaded, star, why reject me because of that Sterling fellow? What can he offer you? She retorted, this concerns me only, you are irrelevant there. Tone suggested lovers turned hostile, not business rivals. Lovers turned hostile. Words hammered my heart. My frigid wife harbored ardent suitor while nominal husband remained oblivious fool. Mr. Sterling, are you all right? Mia asked cautiously. I shook head, suppressing storm. Jealousy, rage, humiliation churned. I am fine, Miss Reed, thank you, keep this confidential, especially from Evelyn. Understood. After Mia departed, I sat long in car. Realization dawned: Evelyn possessed emotions merely never directed toward me. Marriage contract likely shielded. True affection reserving space for Oliver Grant. I the disposable prop. Phone rang, unknown number. Answering, youthful arrogant voice drawled. Adam Sterling. Oliver Grant, we need meet. Oliver Grant contacting me directly. Fury rose, yet reason prevailed. Fine time, place. I replied coldly. Half hour later, upscale cafe. Oliver Grant awaited. Young, polished custom suit. Patek Philippe wrist, elite aura. Smirked politely upon seeing me. Mr. Sterling. I sat opposite, skipping preamble. Your purpose. Discuss Evelyn. Intimate address. My wife. Concerns seem unrelated to you. I iced tone. Grant laughed, derision lacing amusement. Mr. Sterling, let us dispense pretenses. Your arrangement with Evelyn known. Mutually beneficial transaction. Why feign devotion? Pupils contracted. He knew the contract. Investigating me. Hardly investigation. Evelyn never conceals anything from me. He sipped coffee, elegant posture oozing provocation. Including her lack of love for you. She loves me. Liar. I stood, nearly unleashing fist. Mr. Sterling, composure. Grant regarded me victoriously. Truth stands. Had her family not pressured, she would never wed you. We agreed post her corporate takeover. She divorces you. We unite openly. So current visit is boast. I receded, forcing calm. Not boasting, offering choice. He produced checkbook, sliding check across table. 5 million. Depart Evelyn. I arrange relocation for you and Sterling Group oversees optimal outcome. Stared at zeros. 5 million. Glared mockingly. To them, affection, dignity were commodities tradable. 4 years ago, Evelyn bought 4 years marriage with capital. Now lover offered 5 million for my exit. Life their marketplace transaction perpetual. Shame and fury ignited. I laughed. Mr. Grant overestimates himself. Tore check deliberately slow. You. Grant paled. Assume Adam Sterling peddles affections. Flung confetti into his face. Evelyn is legally wedded wife. Until divorce finalized, you remain mere illicit interloper. Adam Sterling, do not spurn courtesy. Grant expression darkened. Believe leveraging her amnesia for genuine roleplay impossible. I shall ensure she regains memory. Witness her rejection. We shall see. I met his gaze icily enunciating. Furthermore, I cautioned distance from my wife. Further harassment or harm toward her. I leaned close, whispering, will ensure you and Bionex pay dearly. Turning away, exiting cafe. Only outside did tension release back damp. Exertion drained reserves. Acknowledging war commenced. Home entry revealed Evelyn aproned, bustling kitchen. Flower smudged cheek, pixie-like. Adam home, quick see. I learned dumpling making online. Presented plate, misshapen dumplings proudly. Sunshine smile dissolved inner clouds. Hard work. I wiped flour from her cheek. She grinned sheepishly. Wash up, dinner ready. Table bore steaming dumplings. Some burst, others unsealed yet surprisingly tasty. Adam, mom phoned today. Evelyn announced abruptly. Said what? Summoned weekend family. Dinner including Oliver Grant. Heart plummeted. Diana scheming. Who is Oliver Grant? No impression. Evelyn cocked head, puzzled. Mom said important business partner. Truly. I set chopsticks, studying her. Wish attend. Rather not. She shook head. Dislike mother nor strangers. Prefer solitude with you. Warmth spread yet realization. Struck attendance mandatory. This banquet was Trojan horse. Diana and Grant allied intent. Exposing charade forcing Evelyn recall. Could not permit victory. We attend. I grasped her hand, meeting her gaze steadily. Why? She puzzled. Because I intend declaring publicly. You are my wife, none shall usurp. Weekend drove Evelyn toward Ashford Estate. En route she fidgeted, smoothing skirt, whispering. Adam attire excessive. White dress chosen flattered her lily purity. Not excessive lovely. I squeezed her cool hand. Steady, all shall unfold. She nodded, yet brow furrowed. Premonition, something untoward occurs. Heart sank, yet visage stayed neutral. Mere family meal. Manor gates opened. Oppressive atmosphere greeted. Father-in-law Victor Ashford presided gloomily. Mother-in-law Diana radiated. Smugness beside her, Oliver Grant impeccably suited. Several unfamiliar faces, likely relatives, occupied seats. Star Adam, you arrive. Diana rose, effusive as prior discord never existed. Star, let me introduce Mr. Oliver Grant, Bionics CEO, your old acquaintance. She stressed old acquaintance. Grant rose, extending hand, warm smile. Star, long absent, heard of. Your indisposition concerned. Evelyn shyly glanced my way. Extending hand, brushing Grant briefly. Hello, Mr. Grant. Tone polite, distant. Grant concealed disappointment. Swiftly resuming smile. Star, truly no recollection. Voice dripped feigned sorrow. We were once. Mr. Grant. I stepped, subtly interposing. My wife, convalescing doctor. Forbids recollection, let us converse otherwise. Smiled warningly. Grant stiffened. Diana intervened smoothly. Adam overprotective, everyone. Relax, Star. Grant rushed hospital earliest post-crash. Indeed. Evelyn glanced, Grant surprised. He seized prompt. Natural friends, moreover, we negotiated. Pivotal collaboration pledged. Post-project celebration province. Hinted intimacy. Internal scoff. Province, I recalled Evelyn. Desired Iceland Northern Lights with me. Mentioned casually, embedding memory. Evelyn eyes lit, turning to me. Yes, Adam, I remember wishing Northern Lights viewing. Clutched my hand excitedly. Promised birthday trip. Naturally. All recent implanted suggestions. Grant expression soured. Diana switched topic. Youngsters' affairs perplex elders. Star recall favorite designer Grant specially. Imported latest haute couture collection. Signaled attendant presenting ornate box. Grant unveiled gown, sleek black design. Star, your beloved label Midnight. Stellar recall preference for black. Evelyn studied gown, frowning. Truly, yet presently favor white. Glanced down at white dress, perplexity evident. Adam, did I truly prefer black? I smiled, stroking hair. Past differs, present evolves. I deem white suits you best, ethereal. Truly. Naturally. She giggled, leaning against my shoulder. Our seamless repartee darkened. Diana and Grant expressions. Prepared memory traps dismantled effortlessly. Finally, Diana erupted, slamming table upright. Enough. Pointing accusingly. Adam Sterling, what machinations? Befuddle my daughter, inducing such aberrance. Mom, forbid disparaging my husband. Evelyn rose, shielding me. Contentment fills me, no desire recalling unpleasantries. You deluded child, deceived by him. Diana trembled, rage. Your marriage is transaction 4 year. Term divorce pending, beloved, never him. Diana words detonated like thunderclap. All stunned. Evelyn paled shockingly. Gaze swiveled between mother and me, clouded, fractured. Ultimate trial commenced. Mom, utter nonsense. Evelyn voice quavered yet stance held. Adam and I are wedded, devoted. What transaction, divorce unknowable? Unaware. Diana sneered. Behold clarity. She retrieved phone, playing video, thrusting toward Evelyn. Witness your own words, eve of wedding. Screen displayed younger Evelyn, voice icy, resolute, emotionless. Mother cease, counsel decision final. Marry Adam Sterling, purely transactional. Rescue his firm, gain marital status. 4 years part ways, debt settled. Affection unnecessary. Brief recording, yet each word stabbed Evelyn heart. She swayed, nearly collapsing. I caught her instantly, hand ice cold. No, this cannot be, not me. She muttered, dazed, traumatized. Star recall now. Grant advanced, attempting. Grasp hand, agonized facade. This man manipulated, deceived you, beloved me. Be gone. I swatted his hand, shielding Evelyn fiercely. Glared at Diana and Grant. Enough, comprehend devastation inflicted. Saving her, your lies perpetuate ruin. Truth not yours to dictate. I address trembling Evelyn, heart agony. Counterattack imperative. Drawing breath, facing assembly, declared. Granted, I concede marriage originated transaction. Silence shattered. Evelyn jerked headward, stared, disbelieving. Adam. I squeezed her hand, reassuring glance. Continuing. Yet affection evolves 4 years. Sufficient warming, stone living souls. Pivot toward Diana. Mother witnessed commencement, yet observed intervening years, superficial. Coldness overlooks subtle kindnesses. Like placing warm water outside my door during illness screening. Comedic films subtly when work distressed. Fabrications solely viable arsenal currently. Diana gaped. Preposterous, star never. No fabrication. I interrupted, pivoting. Toward Grant, gaze sharpening. Mr. Grant, profess star affection. Knowledge, allergies, astrophobia, pillow, necessity, sleep. Grant paled, speechless. Ignorance reveals true motives, ambition. Proximity to Ashford resources, mere guise. Slander. Grant flushed, fury. Accuracy self-evident. Ignoring him, lowering gaze. Tenderly toward Evelyn. Her eyes softened from shock. Star, heed me, past irrelevant. Present, future paramount. Admittedly, initial contractual compliance. Evolved, inadvertently admiring. Resilience, kindness, vulnerability. Amnesia, penalty, realizing prior. Inadequacy, terror, relapsing, loss. Utter sincerity pierced audience silence. Focus converged upon Evelyn. She scrutinized, eternally eyes. Conflicted, anguished, doubtful. Ultimately indecipherable complexity. Finally spoke softly yet reverberating. Adam, declarations veracious. Absolutely genuine. Excellent. She nodded, executing unforeseen maneuver. Extricating hand, advancing toward Oliver Grant. Heart plummeted, abyss. Time crystallized. Watched Evelyn approach. Grant, chest constricted, suffocating. Choice confirmed him. My impassioned confession, mere soliloquy. Grant, triumphant smile, widened arms, parting, welcoming spoils. Diana exhaled, smugness, curving lips. Subsequent occurrence stunned assembly. Evelyn halted before Grant. Declined embrace, instead raising hand, delivering resounding slap. Crack. Sharp report echoed lounge. All dumbstruck. Grant clasped cheek, disbelief etched. Star, you. Address me, not nauseate. Evelyn, voice frosted. Gaze shed, amnesiac docility, restoring razor acuity, revulsion. Oliver Grant presume amnesia obliterates cognition. Sneered. Partial memories indelible bone-etched never erasable. Paused enunciating icily. Namely revulsion loathing toward you. Grant blanched corpse pale. Recollection surfaces. Not wholly yet fragments surfaced. Post mother displaying video. Your feigned solicitude quarreling. Fiercely pre-crash telephone altercation. Coercion compelling undesirable action. Recalled menacing ultimatum. Destitution else compliance. Recalled colliding truck resembling. Vehicle sighted outside Bionex premises. Final words rushed breathless exertion. Grant recoiled micro-expression betraying panic. Preposterous uninformed. Preposterous. Evelyn advanced gaze daggers piercing core. Oliver Grant orchestrated my crash. Query detonated living room vacuum. Diana complexion shifted fright. Star mother frightens the improbability Grant surely. Mother. Evelyn wheeled toward Diana gaze. Disappointment desolation. Persisting advocacy for social. Standing commercial gains sacrificing. Daughter to predator contemplating filicide. I never intended. Diana stammered retreating speechless. Evelyn disregarded pivoting. Deliberate steps returning before me. Eyes crimson tears brimmed. Yet pride forbade falling. Gaze complexity apology gratitude. Bewilderment nascent reliance. Adam. Voiced my full name. Heart submerged depths. Apologies. Articulated. Despite incomplete recollections. Acknowledge prior cruelty. Moreover gratitude. Appreciation shielding deception earlier. Perceived mendacity yet. Fragments sparked hope authenticity. Concluded leaning heavily fainting inward. Caught securely she wept. Unrestrainedly orphan child locating anchor. Held stroking back heart kaleidoscope. Banquet concluded unexpectedly reversed. Evelyn retained hatred toward. Grant crashed suspicions despite partial amnesia. Critically penetrated deception. Yet refrained exposing. Reciprocating nuanced sentiment. Observing chaotic lounge pallid. Grant devastated Diana acknowledged. Solitary combat terminated. Escorted psychologically. Debilitated Evelyn homeward. En route reclined against shoulder. Mute clutching hand desperately. Domestically settled her sofa warm water. Improved. Whispered gently. Nodded negation. Adam mental disarray. Cradled cup vacant gaze. Fragmentary recollections. Flitter chaotically eluding capture. Abandoned pursuit. Seated adjacent removing cup table. Physician cautions against strain allow natural progression. Yet I. Gazed questioning. Anticipated inquiry regarding history. Contract marriage essence relationship. Desire answers pose them. Met gaze deciding candor. Abandoning protective lies post ordeal. We truly transactional marriage per mother allegation. Fundamental query posed. Affirmative. Nodded unequivocally. For years prior paternal enterprise. Faltered your proposition capital. Contribution my presence quid. Pro quo quadrennial divorce. Evelyn further blanched. Psychological preparation notwithstanding. Auditory confirmation traumatic. Hence quadrennial separate bedrooms. Correct. Consequently prior kindness fabricated. Partially. Head shake. Initially contractual compliance. Awaiting recovery fulfilling agreement. Subsequently unsustainable. Gazed unwavering. Evelyn developed affection. Not toward amnesiac dependent iteration. Rather evolving appreciation nurturing. Protective persona encountered caregiving. Declaration surpassed prior courtroom. Assertion's absolute sincerity confronting. Lucid rational Evelyn. She listens silently, tears resurfacing. Yourself. Counter-queried. Sentiment toward me. Silence endured. Eventually whispered uncertainty. Differentiating dependency amnesiac. Imprint versus authentic emotion. Memory void emotional vacancy. Adam soul luminary amid darkness. Presently revelation suggests potential falsity. Voice-laced anguish. Comprehended. Elaborate romantic myth warmed. Temporarily fissure exposed. Skepticism authenticity. Unable discern genuine. Affection versus performative kindness. Acknowledged heart stinging. Thus require cooling period. Rose intending guest room. Sanctuary 4-year habitation. Destination intercepted. Returning personal quarters. Stated evenly. Presently cognizant truth. Unnecessary pretense perpetuation. Negative. She surged embracing from rear. Remain. Voice-laced plea. Apprehension mental. Chaos necessitate presence. Irrespective transactional nature. Protective intervention authentic. Adam prior clarification memory. Restoration reconciliation abstain desertion. Supplicating desperately. Cardiac impact profound. Pivoted observing tear stained visage relenting. Side enfolding her. Agreed non-departure. Slumbered conjointly albeit invisible. Chasm interposed mutual. Awareness transformation. Dawn revealed Evelyn risen. Occupying sofa laptop documents arrayed. Reverted formidable executive persona. Awake. Monotone greeting. Summoned Mia delivering. Corporate dossiers filed police report. Police report. Affirmative ascertain crash. Intentionality Oliver Grant. Shall face reckoning. Gaze glacial hatred. Observed unfamiliarity. Vanished dependent Evelyn. Adam concerning us requisites discussion. Closed laptop regarding me. Discussion. Phrase uttered calibrated. Rationality precluding dispute resolution. Anticipated worst perhaps. Premature divorce enforcement. Seat. Indicated opposing sofa. Complied sensation condemned awaiting verdict. Primarily Oliver Grant crash. Investigation mobilize resources. Necessitate assistance. Gaze professional objectivity. Agreed. Nodded promptly. Confidant Simon investigates possesses leads. Excellent. Evelyn nodded approving cooperation. Secondary maternal relations. Post yesterday anticipate temporary. Cessation harassment maintain. Confidentiality pending resolution. Confidentiality. Puzzlement. Affirmative preclude complications. Necessitate continued portrayal conjugality. Portrayal again bitterness permeated. Finally paramount. Inhaled deeply gaze complexifying. Regarding ourselves. Arrived. Adam declarations yesterday earnest. Uncertain sentiments necessitate. Temporal spatial latitude. Expectation friendship basis interaction. Mutual comprehension respect. T eschewing fabricated fantasy indulgence. Post Oliver Grant resolution. Potential memory resurgence. Jointly determined trajectory. Paused appending clause. Resumption contractual. Divorce status versus. Unspoken implication attempt. Authentic matrimony. Presented selective quandary. Uncertainty tinged hope. Emotional pendulum ascended from nadir. Comprehend. Nodded. Interpretation initiation. Platonic rapport. Accurate assumption. Agreed. Acceptance despite suboptimal. Outcome reprieve from condemnation. Extended opportunity. Reciprocal consideration. Thus Platonic capacity. Necessitate guest room relocation. Probed tentatively. Evelyn cheeks faintly flushed. Silence seconds cleared throat. Temporary dispensation public. Facade preserved nocturnal. Solitude induces trepidation. Pretext swift. Observed disingenuous. Demeanor internally amused. Negotiation characteristic dissembling. Thus Evelyn relationship. Transitioned novel phase. Cohabitants allies friends. Slumbering conjointly. Familiar strangers. Diurnal collaborative. Analysis countermeasures. Simon intelligence merged. Evelyn internal data rapidly exposed. Grant vulnerabilities. Bionex facade masked liquidity. Crisis urgent acquisition new. Energy project filling fiscal chasm. Pursuit Evelyn not purely. Sentimental alliance Ashford. Resources resolved exigencies. Priorly genuine affection. Previously favored him. Involuntary core inquiry. Evelyn silenced gazing bewildered. Indeterminate perhaps transient. Preference academically gifted. Charismatic singular affirmator. Professional competence. Amidst peers perceiving. Ornamental heiress. Preferential sentiment transmuted. Vigilance revulsion detecting. Domineering and scrupulous tactics. Insistence boundary. Maintenance escalating. Coercion predatory suppression. Compelling capitulation. Hence matrimonial proposition. Defensive bulwark. Comprehended etiology. Nodded apologetic. Apologies atom exploitation occurred. Irrelevant. Headshake relief internal. Confirmation absence authentic. Affection toward grant sufficient. Presently inopportune apologies. Gaze focused. Devising retribution against malfeasant. Subsequent days entered. Intensive preparatory phase. Adversarial collaboration near constant. Diurnal analytical scrutiny financial lacunae. Nocturnal discourse evidence. Procurement despite shared bed. Dynamic paradoxical shedding. Contrived sweetness acquiring. Unprecedented synergy trust. Discovered Evelyn intrinsic. Magnetism beyond relational. Entanglements. Acumen decisiveness commercial. Sagacity analytical prowess. Rendered collaboration gratifying. Conversely Evelyn. Reassessed esteem. Adam unaware financial. Analytics proficiency. Post-identification hidden. Fiscal pitfall Bionex dossier. Remarked genuinely. Assumed stewardship. Stagnating paternal enterprise. Stagnating. Arched brow. Mrs. Ashford corporate. Intelligence lagging quadrennial. Evolution Sterling Group. Industry dark horse. Indeed. Surprise flickered. Continued residence rationale. Post-query regretted utterance injurious. Apologies unintended. Hastened apology. Smiled disregarding. Irreplaceable occupant presence. Gazed meaningfully. Complexion flushed. Averted gaze feigning document. Perusal masking discomfiture. Observed auricular. Erythema mood elevated. Platonic initiation tolerable. Synergistic intelligence gathering. Evidenced grant culpability dual facets. Primarily embezzlement. Speculative investments. Destabilizing Bionex liquidity. Critically crash evidentiary. Substantiation. Simon leveraged connections. Locating absconding truck. Operator initially recalcitrant. Exposure clandestine. Deposit familial intimidation. Precipitated confession. Grant adjutants solicited. Remuneration engineering. Mishap disciplinary lesson. Non-lethal incapacitation. Inducing dependency. Evelyn perusing deposition trembled fury. Deranged psychopath egregious. Corroborated evidentiary convergence. Gaze resolute. Execution imminent. Following day Evelyn convened. Industry summit inviting. Magnates financiers media. Inclusive Oliver Grant. Grant unsuspecting interpreted. Final desperation preserving. New energy bid. Contemplated public expose Ashford. Financial malfeasance. Grant arrived sanguine. Observing peripheral presence. Smug derision. Mr. Sterling persistence. Commendable counsel strategic withdrawal. Muttered sotto voce. Reciprocated smile. Summit commenced Evelyn ascended. Podium attired sharp white. Blazer coiffed authoritative aura. Eschewed industry prognostication. Corporate introduction. Narrated parable farmer serpent. Commercial associate degenerating. Predatorial malice omitting names. Yet collective gaze gravitated toward Grant. Complexion deteriorated. Conclusion narration. Evelyn gaze laser targeted Grant. Present empirical evidence. Activated remote. Widescreen projected incriminating. Dossier Bionex fraudulent. Statements liquidity diversion. Surveillance transactions confessions. Climax tearful operator. Testimony implicating Grant orchestration. Commotion erupted lenses. Flashbulbs converged upon cadaverous Grant. Preposterous fabrication defamation. Grant shrieked lunging. Podium thwarted. Law enforcement entered presenting warrant. Mr. Oliver Grant apprehended. Suspected aggravated assault. Commercial fraud embezzlement. Multiple charges accompany officers. Grant collapsed ashen prognosis termination. Evelyn observed frostily. Pivoted toward assembly smiling. Sardonically meeting my gaze. Reciprocated smile. Victory attained. Grant downfall precipitated municipal. Commercial upheaval Bionex. Bankrupt liquidating assets. Evelyn leveraged triumph. Consolidating new energy project acquiring. Bionex residual premium assets expanding. Ashford hegemony. Universal acclaim attributed. Serendipitous misfortune eliminating. Nemesis elevating corporate stature. Privately cognizant tribulations born. Post-resolution domestic. Semblance restored yet atmospheric. Subtlety shifted. Alliance dissolved relational ambiguity intensified. Resumption contractual status. Quo awaiting quadrennial expiration or. Proscribed speculation inquiry. Evelyn avoidance intensified. Diurnal absences occupational immersion. Shared bed communicative. Attenuation nocturnal instances. Observing silhouette window. Gazing nocturnal vista protracted durations. Recognized existential quandary. Awaiting memory resurgence arbitration. Conversely intensifying apprehension. Recollection quadrennial. Frigidity engendering revised perception. Potential attribution opportunistic. Encroachment honoring divorce accord. Diana Ashford visited unannounced. Solitary reception observed. Maternal deterioration diminished hauteur. Settled sofa protracted silence before uttering. Adam apology tendered. Surprised. Prior misconduct erroneous. Faith Oliver Grant endangering. Evelyn misjudging you. Voice betrayed incipient sob. Maternal failure prioritizing. Ambitions neglecting. Authentic filial desires. Mother past concluded. Observed aged countenance. Dissipated resentment. Unresolved star persists rancor. Rejecting communication visitation. Recognize soul intermediary efficacy. Gaze beseeching. Facilitate reconciliation dialogue. Additionally. Produced bank card placing tabletop. Millennium cash compensatory. Not recipient exclusively benevolent. Gesture redressing historical misconduct. Prosperity self-sufficiency. Yet maternal solicitude. Warrants acceptance. Comprehended symbolic. Significance yet hollow gratification. Evelyn core conflict. Transcended pecuniary maternal. Validation fundamentally. Flawed inception. Rejected card. Mother sentiment appreciated. Yet funds unacceptable. Evelyn mediation attempted yet. Non-coercion visitation. Contingency unassured. Post-Diana departure. Solitary contemplation ensued. Eventide Evelyn returned. Fatigued visage burdened melancholy. Mother visited today. Reported. Physiological rigidity silence. Apologized acknowledged. Error penitence visitation solicitation. Evelyn prolonged silence eventually. Declination attendance. Star recognize residual ire maternal. Pardon feasible yet intrinsic. Contempt toward you familial commodification. Grant mere expedient proxy purchaser. Absent recent demonstrable value. Dismissal pecuniary rebuff foreseeable. Verbal precision eviscerated. Concealed insecurity. Validation assertion. Diana Volti face contingent. Recent valuation. Apologies unwarranted. Evelyn tone abruptly mollified. Regret unwarranted irritability. Tangential relevance. Adam exhaustion necessitates. Solitude introspection future. Trajectory inclusive conjoint prospect. Solitude phrase glacial dousing. Immobility witnessing portal. Closure severing nascent. Warmth synergy. Nocturnal guest room. Reversion single bed insomnia. Erroneously presumed. Adversarial solidarity post grant. Elimination internal. Discord resolvable. Fallacious premise primary. Antagonism transcended grant. Diana fundamentally irreparable. History deferred memory resurgence. Matinal Evelyn absented breakfast. Residue sandwich. Milk adjacent notation. Familiar frigid script. Corporate departure breakfast. Provisioned imminent hotel. Residency facilitating acquisition. Aftermath solitude contemplative. Departed ceremoniously irreversible. Breakfast inedible domestic. Vacancy intensified. Prior awareness master bedroom. Occupancy presently absolute isolation. Contacted Simon recounting developments. Bloody hell abandonment. Post-utility exploitation. Simon vociferous. Ingratitude post-crisis. Expulsion ethical bankruptcy. Refrain disparagement. Voice rasped. Arduous circumstance. Difficulty subjective. Indeterminacy genuine desire Simon. Counsel assertiveness declaration. Affection indispensability. Feminine psychological susceptibility. Negative distinct individuality. Aversion coercion. Counterproductive estrangement. Alternative passive awaitrance divorce petition. Simon pinpointed vulnerability. Existential quandary resolution. Terminated call traversing vacant. Domicile retracing culinary cinematic. Analytical loci saturated residual. Presence ephemeral recollections. Fabricated authentic contentious. Fragments mental panorama. Unbidden realization total psychic. Occupation inability relinquishment. Compulsory equanimity Evelyn. Stipulated temporal spatial latitude. Acquiescence proactive measures. Conveying commitment transcending. Passive expectancy. Strategic conception anonymous. Postings news applications. Psychological philosophy humoristic. Trivialities indeterminate reception. Yet communicative constancy. Supportive intent. Septimal subsequent Evelyn. Messaged succinct. Summons dining engagement. Cardiac acceleration. Initiatory positive inflection. Available immediate locale specification. Prompt response requested. Venue designation. Expeditious reply disclosed. Unpretentious private kitchen location. Recognition visceral familiarity. Parental cherished establishment. Erstwhile fantasized. Escorting prospective spouse. Elicited bewilderment Evelyn. Discovery potentially recollective. Semi-hour antecedent arrival. Proprietress recognition familial. Inquiry paternal welfare reassurance. Solitary female companion imminent arrival. Proximate seating cardiac agitation. Evelyn arrival casual knitwear. Denim minimal cosmetics. Softened demeanor. Opposite seating postural awkwardness. Prolonged latency eventual. Inquiry discovery mechanism. Evelyn sip tea circumventing. Direct response. Quadriduenal introspection. Relational quandary rooted fundamental. Incomprehension preferences aversions. Historic familial social dimensions. Sudden interstitial stranger. Consequently investigative measures. Procured quadrennial behavioral dossier. Cardiac constriction surveillance. Non-malicious intent interstitial. Observation behavioral patterns. Procured intelligence collegiate. Finance distinction accolades. Triennial corporate resuscitation. Moribund enterprise decupled valuation. Peer attestations reliability probity. Further discovery. Gaze ineffable emotion. Mensal solitary patronage signature. Triptych cola chicken wings tomato. Scrambled eggs corn pork rib soup. Cardiac tremor proprietress disclosure. Parental culinary predilections signature dishes. Epiphany domestic gustatory. Familiarity derived quadrennial. Exogenous consumption rather than endogenous memory trace. Evelyn temporal reconnaissance. Inadvertent gustatory sampling. Adam articulation. Evelyn interruption. Quadrennial incarceration exceptional. Individual obscuration dietary preferences. Indifference instrumentalization obliviousness. Profuse apology profound obeisance. Reciprocal elevation reinstating. Seating cardiac complexity. Unanticipated investigatory. Methodology evoked profound guilt. Historical transgressions absolved sincere utterance. Negation unacceptable. Presentation contractual dissolution instrument. Perusal ocular contraction. Volitional divestiture 10%. Ashford Group equity gratuitous. Transfer residual marital assets. Penthouse automotive portfolios. Near total expropriation personal. Net worth negligible departure. Stupefaction muteness. Ultimate objective dissolution decree. Evelyn declination reciprocation. Non-remunerated compensatory. Mechanism quadrennial tolerance. Non-pecuniary yet exclusive. Reparative recourse. Rejection instrument repulsion. Against compensatory dependency. Rectification mechanism. Laceration prospective. Courtship opportunity. Courtship proposal utterance emphatic. Evelyn stupefaction anticipated rebuttal. Gaze kaleidoscopic astonishment. Vacillation struggle. Protracted latency eventual laughter. Inaugural unconstrained radiant. Thawing rejuvenescence. Atom quintessential simpleton. Publicly shredded dissolution instrument. Consent granted courtship privilege. Admonitory reassertion executive. Authority Ashford impervious conquest difficulty. Cardiac anchorage resultant elation. Reciprocated laughter puerile. Confection gratification. Non-abandonment sterling perseverance. Postprandial normative. Courtship dyadic interaction. Conversational exploration collegiate. Entrepreneurial narratives confidant Simon. Assistant Mia mutual preferences cinematic. Science fiction cilantro aversion Sunday languor. Neoteric stranger mutual exploration. Demitial return portal awkwardness. Nocturnal cohabitation absent discord. Evelyn feline curlment inward embrace. Adam whispered acknowledgement. Query felicity attribution amnesiac. Rediscovery affectional opportunity. Cardiac plenitude constrictive. Embrace intensification. Fortuitous personal beneficiary stellar advent. Initiation formal courtship quotidian. Floral tributes unconventional daisies. Workplace refreshments culinary. Diversification nocturnal. Accompaniment caffeination. Post-libation retrieval trivial. Yet demonstrative companionship. Ultimate devotion. Reciprocal responsiveness commemorative. Confectionery baking thermometric nursing. Pediatric companionship familial. Historiography collegiate perambulation. Nostalgic scenery puerile romantic. Gestures incremental effective. Intensification holistic appreciation. Encompassing resilience fragility. Rationality sentimentality entirety. Temporal progression dyadic stability. Diminished historical preoccupation. Contractual oblivion presential. Enjoyment normative courtship trajectory. Unexpected re-emergence Diana. Ashford supermarket encounters solitary cart frailty. Evelyn proactive maternal salutation. Awkward maternal. Interrogation solitary. Paternal non-attendance. Hypertension corporate. Stressors Ashford integration. Postpartum instability. Maternal resolve familial. Reconciliation filial solicitude. Superseding resentment. Demitial return victorial. Ebullience corporate commendation. Maternal culinary profusion. Preferential serving postural humility. Postprandial paternal. Summons board directorship. Proposition synergistic. Governance retirement imminence. Surprise magnitude fiduciary. Gravity paternal endorsement. Pre-existing underestimation. Parity assertion non-extraneous. Status imminent ratification. Consultative referral Evelyn silence eventual. Inquiry uncertainty pecuniary. Motivation negation. Gaze crystalline affirmation. Confidence necessity mutual. Alleviation solitude corporate. Encumbrance quotidian proximity preference. Preclusion objection acceptance. Facetious reproach anticipatory proximity. Telephonic medical. Notification investigational. Neuromodulation therapeutic. Efficacy hippocampal lesion. Restoration potential comprehensive. Evaluation candidacy 90%. Success probability. Restoration proclamation cerebral. Lightning psychological tumult. Anticipation Evelyn benefit. Cognitive reintegration. Terminological dread personal. Implication potential recollection. Quadrennial frigidity relational devastation. Auditory dissociation medical. Inquiry conscious deliberation. Consultative referral Evelyn confrontation. Premorbid apprehension mutual. Trepidation presential warmth. Fragility aversion avoidance. Decisional progression therapeutic. Commencement inpatient quotidian. Neuromodulation observational. Support recollective fragmentation. Graduation ceremony entrepreneurial. Inception primordial encounter paternal. Banquet albescent tuxedo corner. Quiescence aesthetic appreciation. Relational origination. Terminal therapeutic session. Affective dysregulation premature. Termination requisite consolatory presence. Posteriorly oriented tremulous. Posture oppressive atmosphere. Interrogation comprehensive. Recollection raucous negative. Monosyllabic confirmation laceration. Gossamer warmth exposing. Sanguinary veracity primordial. Frigidity contractual brutality. Recriminatory frigidity ocular lacrimation. Apologetic monotone. Dissociative recitation quadrennial. Maltreatment moral turpitude. Unworthiness relational invalidation. Permissive relinquishment mutual. Exoneration primordial error termination. Silent egress portal egress. Domestic vacancy nocturnal. Insomnolence cardiac evacuation. Nociceptive numbness legal. Counsel dissolution instrument. Draftsmanship pecuniary. Renunciation net worth. Expatriation avionic reservation. Paternal corporate subsidiary reinitiation. Portal ingress Evelyn apparition. Pallid-ophthalmic erythema. Convalescent attire fugitive. Hospital provenance ocular. Fixation migratory valise tremulous labial oscillation. Departure intention affirmative. Nod ocular aversion. Executed legal delegation. Brachial apprehension. Adam malfeasant. Lachrymose ejaculation. Interrogatory relinquishment authorization. Stupefaction. Permissive personal. Exoneration demanded. Mutual abandonment. Vituperative pugilistic infantile. Percussion mitigated pruritic sensation. Total cognitive paralysis situational incongruity. Dissolution acceptance. Prompted supplicatory perseverance. Alternative contentious adherence. Corporal immobilization. Domiciliary obstruction perpetual harassment. Observation infantile. Irrationality puerile affectation. Evelyn rectification discourteousness. Mendacious rejection. Trepidation moral turpitude. Unworthiness optimal relinquishment. Erroneous appraisal. Post-absence existential. Insustainability reciprocated. Supplication courtship reciprocated. Amorous recompense. Reparative restitution. Vocality lachrymose cardiac percussion. Reluctant reciprocation constrictive embrace. Evelyn admonition ultimatum. Divorce interdiction irrevocable. Egress irretrievable locus. Affirmative compliance. Permanent divorce interdiction. Postulatory reaffirmation. Courtship commitment validity. Temporal designation. Postprandial leisure cinematic invitation. Observance pudency earnestness. Osculatory culmination universal. Misconception dissolution definitive. Nascent chapter. Subsequent relational inversion. Evelyn assiduous courtship. Quotidian corporate egress vehicular. Transportation gastronomic diversity. Pueril confectionery textile handicrafts. Horological acquisitions culinary. Pedagogics quotidian prandial. Preparations organoleptic. Imperfections conscientious. Consumption effective intentionality. Collegiate envy corporate felicity. Sterling consort Ashford. CEO Simon sardonic commentary. Manipulative stratagem executive. Domination. Amused non-clarification effective. Manifestation compensatory endeavor. Occasional intentional. Adversariality romantic. Itinerary dissatisfaction simulated. Umbrage pueril apologetic contrition. Observance distressful. Reciprocation embracement. Silliness companionship. Superlative preference. Evelyn's simulated irritation. Pueril percussion buccal erythema. Suppressed hilarity. Domitial saturation saccharin. Pueril interactivity quadrennial. Compensatory restitution. Periodic discordance post-board. Directorship decisional divergence. Acrimonious disputation facial. Erythema executive trepidation. Posterior domestic estrangement. Nocturnal segregation frigidity. Matinal periorbital ecchymosis. Convalescent prandial presentation frigidity. Ophthalmic erythema. Apologetic utterance obstinate. Rigidity preferential concession. Observance distressful. Reciprocation posterior embracement. Silliness apologetic. Obligation acrimonious. Publicity discourteousness domestic. Emotional translocation. Nocturnal segregation prohibition. Affirmative conciliation. Post-discordance nocturnal conjugality mandate. Infantine hilarity reciprocation embracement. Sequential mutual comprehension. Interdependence relational. Transmutation transactional. Matrimony authentic equitable. Celestial consortium. Anniversary Ashford Group. Convocation joint attendance. Evelyn astral evening gown brachial. Linkage radiant focal prominence. Convocation victorial abdication. Evelyn accession sterling appointment. Municipal commercial. Sensation centennial sun in. Law felicity Ashford Sterling. Paragon conjugality. Post-convocation vehicular. Clandestine literal destination. Nocturnal literal surge susurration. Evelyn capillariform. Tresses astral ocular luminescence. Interrogatory destination rationale. Unresponsiveness argosy. Extraction unmanned. Aerial vehicle acquisition. Operational piloting aerial. Hoverance LED scintillation. Progressive lexical formation. Adam Sterling connubial solicitation. Stupefaction absolute. Matrimonial proposal Evelyn originating. Incredulous observation. Genuflection volutinous. Pix extraction adamantine. Masculine diamantine. Adam Sterling appellation. Supinatory ocular fixation sincerity fervor. Quinquennial matrimony. Absent formal courtship quadrennial. Contractual bondage frigid inception. Authentic proposal reparative. Transgression executive relinquishment. Feminine vulnerability. Exclusive spousal identity Evelyn Ashford. Adam Sterling acquiescence. Renuptial solicitation. Ocular humidification virile lacrimation. Elevation reinstating embracement. Simpleton profound effective lacrimation. Matrimonial agency prerogative femininity. Indifference. Petulant cavernous murmur volition insistence. Affirmative acquiescence millenarian multiplicity. Facial lacrimation reciprocation. Facial elevation profound osculation. Astral nocturnality susurrative. Zephyr's UAV lexical scintillation. Conjoint osculation. Vital affection instantaneous effusion. Definitive interrelational lacuna. Absolution soulmate actualization. Post-proposal matrimonial. Registry certification reduplication. Nuptial preparation. Nuptial Icelandic venue fabulatory. Amnesiac aspiration aurora borealis. Restricted attendance familial. Intimates glacial vitreous cathedral. Albescent tuxedo pontifical anticipation. Portal aperture Evelyn albescent. Bridal veil brachial linkage victorial. Transmission. Terrestrial illumination. Aesthetic transcendence. Frigid dissimulation hilarity effectual. Victorial manual transmission sterling benediction. Pontifical interchange. Annular protestation matrimonial consent. Pontifical interrogation affirmativity hilarity. Benedictional osculation veilement ablation. Extramural aurora borealis choreography benediction. Panoramic ovation. Observance bridal cardiac. Plenitude terrestrial felicity. Postnuptial Icelandic honeymoon. Aurora perambulation geothermal. Immersion glacial peregrination. Normative neoteric connubial dulcitude. Menses subsequential conceptional. Notification domestic jubilation. Diana Ashford demitial relocation. Quotidian prenatal solicitude. Interfacial lacuna dissolution. Neonatal advent. Denomination Evelyn Ashford. Sterling filial appellation. Commemoration tranquility. Filial advent domestic. Consummation jocundity. Observance cradle besant. Pulchritude lateral Evelyn ocular hilarity. Posterior embracement. Conjugal labor gratuity. Innocuous maternal luminescence. Adam filial pulchritude observation. Affirmative maternal similitude. Negation paternal similitude ocular hilarity. Puerile contentional filial attribution. Solar penetration tripartite. Collidity tranquility. Quadrennial frigid nocturnality. Contractual absurdity. Transactional matrimony. Terminological felicitous denouement. Existential dramatic reversals. Fortuitous dextral conjunction. Stellar advent vitae coruscation indeclinable. Filial Evelyn triennial linguistic. Acquisition papital paternal denomination. Cardiac liquefaction. Altitudinal circumrotation jocundity. Evelyn marginal hilarity ocular erythema. Nocturnal post-somnolence. Sofa cinematic interlude colloquy. Adam interrogation oniric surreality. Felicity attribution hyperreality. Ocular inversion. Felicity hyperrealistic disquieting. Interrogatory counterfactual. Amnesiac non-occurrence. Presential relationality. Contractual estrangement. Optimal alternative. Superior consort. Entrepreneurial exertions. Vocal melancholy. Historical. Trauma notwithstanding. Subconscious persistence. Adam manual compression sincerity. Counterfactual negation. Amnesiac non-occurrence. Mutual affection inevitability. Quadrennial subconscious observance. Professional admiration esteem. Timorous relational initiation. Crashed amnesiac non. Opportunistic catalytic juncture. Juncture audacity relational progression. Conjugal preoccupation. Historical absolution. Nasal abrading spousal epithet. Predestined amnesiac dissociation. Affirmative certitude. Filial corroboration doctrinal assertion. Puerile filial deflection. Ocular erythema buccal hilarity. Posterior reclination pectoral repletion suspiration. Adam gratitudinal acknowledgement. Spousal non-abandonment. Affectional experiential felicity. Simpleton cranial osculation. Reciprocation. Evelyn triennial parental. Determination sterling. Ashford conglomerate merger. Novus potentatis commercial empire. Board ratification. Neologistic corporate. Appellation Astrid Sterling Group. Eponymous filial Evelyn spousal eponym. Corporate matrimonial crystallization. Chief Executive Officer operational oversight. Evelyn secondary echelon relocation. Directorial abdication directorial retention. Temporal domestic filial dedication. Posterior existential spousal devotion. Entrepreneurial anteriority. Posteriority domestic devotion. Conglomerate endorsement. Non-abandonment vocational. Transition existential prioritization. Posterior echelon non-otiosity. Philanthropic dedication. Astrid Sterling Foundation. Inadvertent calamity familial sustenance. Experiential warmth dissemination. Charismatic philanthropic. Luminescence benignancy compassion. Paternal pride. Domitial quotidian tranquility. Incremental affectional intensification. Evelyn triennial maturation sapiential vivacity. Maternal similitude paternal cunning. Domestic jocundity. Adam natal anniversary clandestine. Preparatory surprise. Ophthalmic occlusion puerile. Pianistic melody. Ocular ablation Evelyn marginal pianistic guidance. Melodic consummation filial descent. Albescent princess attire puerile. Digital depressal. Marginal Evelyn puerile percussal. Filial descent paternal progression. Sarah donational presentation. Sarah puerile Sarah depiction tripartite effigy. Distortion notwithstanding puerile script. Votum delectissimo patri felix natalis. Ocular humidification filial elevation buccal osculation. Gratitudinal acknowledgement. Evelyn ocular orientation. Satisfaction hilarity. Supplemental donational whisper. Adam filial sublingual supplementation. Stupefaction jubilation constrictive tripartite embracement. Affirmative exclamation. Jocundity futuristic expectation. Septennial connubial masculine. Addition Astrid Sterling appellation. Adam Evelyn amorous veneration. Simplicity directitude. Comprehensive amorous signification. Masculine advent quaternarity consummation. Evelyn sororal accession. Diurnal custodianship cradle besant cantillation. Puerile sororal magisterial instruction. Delectissimi proles uxorc observatio. Opulent existentiality non-pecuniary. Positional domestic calidity satisfaction. Temporality medial senescence. Cutaneous temporal vestiges. Affectual vinosophication intensification. Juvenile vehement romanticism. Relinquishment quotidian minutiae. Ocular communatio risorial. Amplexus cordial tranquility. Postprandial archival photograph perusal. Amnesiac dependent puerility. Reciprocated hilarity. Adam puerility observation. Negation puerility amiability. Capillariform braiding. Amnesiac deception interrogation. Periculosity vindictive potential. Perennial interrogation non-positing. Protracted silence sincerity. Apprehension. Post-quadrennial frigidity thermal. Deprivation minutiae. Fraudulent calidity apprehension. Ocular humidification constrictive. Embracement cephalic sepultation. Apologetic ejaculation. Simpleton apologetic reiteration. Apologetic interdiction amorous exclusivity. Reciprocated amorous affirmation. Meridional solar tranquility. Vicinarian temporality. Evelyn maturational elegance. Maternal sapiential paternal stolidity. Postgraduate Astrid Sterling group assimilation. Masculine adolescence solaritatis. Aesthetic vocation. Collegiate Optimus alma mater. Vocationalis Vincentian paragon. Filial vocational paternal endorsement. Non-coercive succession preferential autonomy. Senectitudinal approximation pensionum relocation. Astrid Sterling global peregrination. Pluralocational itinerary. Provence Levangular ocean. Evelyn anterior autopersonal. Perfidious promissio perfidious. Promissor abolition posterior absolutio. Aegean archipelago Sancta Irene. Azure Tholis photographic commemoration. African savanna faunal migrational spectaculum. Amazonian Silva natural miraculum. Juvenile occupational omission scenic restitution. Locational Serra inscription. Uxor delectissimum mundialiter amo. Receptorial pueril hilarity scriniositas. Opulent donational pretium. Peregrinational terminus Icelandica. Redians nuptial vitria cathedral. Meteorologica clementia. Aurora borealis choreographia. Chiromanical conjunctio cathedralis. Auroralis observatio silentium. Protracted silentium Evelyn supinatio humoralis. Adam interrogatio metempsychosis. Incognita capitis negatio. Interrogatorial causa. Hypotheticalis metempsychosis. Ocular inversio vultus cupiditas. Anticipatio primavalis accursus. Minimizational irrationis secessionis. Primordialis amor. Observatio cutinerum. Rogationum pulcherrima imago. Hilaritas. Chiromanical compressio digitorum interiunctio. Metempsychosis investigatio. Temporaritatis opportunissimus accursus. Inopinitatis auxilium. Salutatio. Domina Evelyn Ashford salvatum. Sterling nominier coragium saltatorium postulo. Quinquagenarialis aureae matrimoniae. Convivium filialis orchestration. Parentalarum amicarum conventus. Canitialis Simon Sterling. Progenique proponatio. Vetus Adam purgorium. Matrimonium diamantinum perenna. Canitialis mea Sterling manualis compressio congratulatoria. Domina Sterling felicissima consortio amoris paradigmata. Parentes coalesced spectantes consolationum. Conviviali visiva narratio quinquagenarii vitae. Juvenile effigies amnesiaca dependentia. Synergia Oliver Grant debillatio. Icelandica votum firmitas. Natalie's exultatio. Senectitidinis tranquilla maturitas. Lacrimosi inspections. Filialis peroratio. Parentes gratias agimus vitam donastus amorem doquistus. Vestur amoris fabula pulcherrima fabula. Aureum matrimonium perennis amor. Convivio finito hospitibus dissidentibus. Adam Evelyn chiromanical conjunctio lunaris oli perambulatio. Adam hilaritas plenaria. Reciprocata pectoralis repletio. Adam subsistens observatio. Lunaris capillitae nivelis lenis fulgur. Capillitae temporalis ordinatio. Domina coragium saltatorium postulo. Manus perrectio invitatoria. Pausa hilaritas. Manus voli impositio. Absentia musicae ventosa cardiococ saltatio lunatica. Saltatoria ruditas corporalis gravitas. Ocular commutatio juventudis reminiscentia. Adam interrogatio. Affirmatio amoris. Reciprocata amoris professio domina Evelyn Ashford. Osculatio delectissimi conjugis. Vitae fortuni maximi. Nuptiali noct separationalis pactio projecta. Quadriennio post traumatica amnesia meritique invocatio. Fati ridiculosi cacinationis opinatus. Vital optimum donum. Methodus singularissima uxoris cognitionis. Iter intimum cordis inventionis. Vitae curis amor consensus sufficientia. Connubii prima noct evelin. Pactum separationis mihi obtulit. Quadriennio post vehiculi ruina. Amnesium passimi maritum inclamavit. Olim ludibrium fati id esse credidi. Nunc vero scio hoc munis optimum affato mihi datum fuis. Itenim hac rationuxerum me modo mirabili cognovi. Ite nos via flexuosa interiora cordis invenimus. Bene est. Hac vita te invenus amare te una manir satis est.